Yo, today, Speak Low Poetry, What Light Was. Today it's J. Gatsby, as inspired by H.G. Wells. I'm your cabbie, a little cracked like the first edition of Hemingway, a little smooth like Fitzgerald's Third Martini. Today I'm here to tell you a ghost story, not the kind with creaking floorboards or with wailing banshees. No, this one's quieter, sadder, more dangerous. Tonight we'll light a cigarette for The Passionate Friends by H.G. Wells, and we follow the smoke trail to The Great Gatsby, because somewhere in the space between these two novels lies a whisper of influence so subtle, so haunting, it nearly vanishes into the night. Let's set the scene. 1913, Wells publishes The Passionate Friends. It's not about time machines or Martians or mad scientists, none of that pulp that built his reputation. No, this one's different. It's personal, tender, philosophical. It's about memory, love, and the cruel trick of fate that lets you glimpse the life that you might have had just long enough to ruin you for the one you do. Flash forward. Fitzgerald, still in his 20s, hungry, brilliant, already addicted to the ache of beautiful things just out of reach, picks up this book, and something in it cracks open. Something shimmers, a mood, a blueprint, not for plot, not for character, for feeling. Let me say this clears tires on a cab. H.G. Wells helped invent Gatsby. Not the man, maybe, but the myth. The longing, the hunger, the green light before it ever turned green. In The Passionate Friends, Wells' narrator, Stephen Stratton, is a man looking backward, a familiar pose in the world of Fitzgerald. Stephen has loved and lost, not in some operatic, candlelit tragedy way, but in the way most people do, when the world's arranged just so against them. He writes, "We are creatures of atmosphere. We are as much the children of our setting and scenery as we are our fathers." That could be Gatsby himself right there, a man made by setting, a West Egg fat cat built for moonlight, jazz, and 1,000 reinventions. A man who tries to bend the very air around him into the shape of a dream named Daisy. But this isn't just about similarities, it's about soul. Wells gave Fitzgerald a feeling to work with, the bittersweet intoxication of chasing an ideal that once was, but never will be again, and maybe never was at all. Wells writes, "I had always imagined that love was a thing one gave and took, like money. But now I saw it. It was a thing that happened to one, something that seizes you like a madness or a music that won't stop." If that's not Gatsby, then Gatsby never existed. The man wasn't in love with Daisy. He was in love with the idea of her, with the music of a summer night 5 years ago, with the possibility of rewinding time, with the illusion that the past is something you can corner and bring to heal. And how does that story end? Well, you know how. Gatsby floats face down in his pool, still facing the green light. Stephen, in Wells' novel, is luckier. He survives, but barely. He's spiritually wrung out, a man who's been caught between duty and desire, memory and movement, and like Gatsby, he's left wondering if the pursuit was ever for the girl or for the version of himself that almost got to be real. Wells writes, "We do not pass twice through the same life. We do not pass even once. Time is not a river. It is a snowstorm." Now that's a line to tattoo on your soul. So let's break it down. What Fitzgerald got from Wells wasn't instruction, it was permission. Permission to wrap a tragedy in silk. To tell a story not just of love lost, but of identity manufactured and destroyed. To write about a man undone, not by heartbreak, but by hope. The Passionate Friends was Wells' own green light, soft, philosophical, flickering in the fog of pre-war Europe. And Fitzgerald, ever the magpie, snatched it, took the feeling, translated it into a new world, one of bootleg gin, jazz orchestras, and Art Deco illusions. It's a strange lineage, One of those literary coincidences that feels less like a honeyed trail and more like fate wearing a trench coat. But maybe that's what art is. A long echo passed between strangers. One writer breathes out, another breathes it in, and something new takes shape in the exhale. Here's to the passionate friends. A book that doesn't demand your attention, but deserves it. A novel that wandered through Fitzgerald's imagination like a ghost, quietly rewriting the circuitry of American myth. And here's to Gatsby, our poor doomed magician, still believing the world can be fixed with beauty and a well-thrown mousetrap that's a party. But the bait was the tomcats, not the chameleon cats, who tried to play barn cat, boat cat, and then fat house cat. And like in The Passionate Friends, the tomcat wins. East egg wins. So keep the lights low, the questions deep, read like you mean it, pack light and bring plenty of bourbon, because Tom might want some.